Welcome back to another edition of Everything Football 62. I'm your host, John Big Tex Johnson, a.k.a. Uncle Tex, a.k.a. Professor Tex. How y'all doing, man? I said, let me just jump into this stuff. I'm going to let everybody, y'all normally know how I do. When the Wednesdays and whatnot come, I normally go ahead and let everybody go ahead and do pretty much what they say they're going to say. And I let all that stuff die down, and I'm going to come back and put my little 10 cents on it. I'm gonna start off with the Kansas City game and with Kansas City and Buffalo game, right? I picked Kansas City to go ahead and do what they needed to go ahead and do in that particular game. One of the things that really bugged me out before going into the game, I seen an article where they actually sit up there and was saying what people are actually trying to say, that Josh Allen, has he passed? It was almost like a question, but it was almost like a statement. Has he passed Patrick Mahomes? And it was like, what's going on here? I even saw something the other day, I think, where Pat Mahomes did a screenshot where ESPN was doing the analyst work, and they said, well, the coaching and offense or something like that goes to Kansas City, and the quarterback and something else, or the defensive quarterback or wide receiver goes to that of Buffalo. Win. Hey, much respect to Josh Allen. Like the kid's game. He's a gutsy guy. He's the type of quarterback that Buffalo needs. He's Jim Kelly-esque, right? He's Jim Kelly-esque. He put up the stats. He put up everything like that. He's improved every year that he's been in the league and whatnot. But talking about passing Pat Mahomes right now, not right now, partner. I don't think I think he'll be a good one, but I'm like, no, he ain't passed Mahomes, and I don't even know why anybody would say that for. Let's look at it this way: they got after him. They got after him. Them guys got after him big time Sunday. They got after him big time Sunday. I don't think he was really expecting that. Frank Clark and them guys, they got after that tail, and they were on him. They were on him something fierce. They sacked him like 4 times, right? I think he was sacked like 4 times and whatnot. And they got after him immensely. And like I said, man, between guys like Frank Clark and whatnot, and Chris Jones and all them type of guys like that. Clark got him twice. Snead got him once. Kabaskan got him. And like I said, they were on him. They were on him all day. They harassed him all day. That score is not indicative. What that score could have been easily 44, 45 to 15 or something like that. It could have completely gotten ugly. Out weapons. There's too many weapons. Too much speed. They got weapons galore. And you can't fault Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, and all them, Kelsey, Hill, Watkins, Breland, all of them guys. You got Bell. They have weapons everywhere. And it's like, well, if this guy, I don't want to care if somebody had this, if somebody had that. Hell, if Lamar Jackson had the guys that they got over there, what would it be like? What would it be? It's like that's the game of football. You play the hand that you dealt, and you make it work. So if you got a hell of a hand, you play that thing, and that's all that Andy Reid and Pat Mahomes are going to do. They're playing it. So if we got all the weapons and a lot of guys, former Pro Bowlers and all this other kind of stuff like that, then so be it. It is what it is. But there's no reason to sit up there and try to act like, well, if they didn't have, this, and if you didn't, almost like the same argument goofy people used to sit up there and say, well, put Bear Sanders behind Emmitt Smith's line and put Emmitt Smith behind Bear. I'm like, yeah, that's childish to even say dumb stuff like that. So that game ended pretty much the way I figured it was going to end and whatnot, because it's like, who else? They got him, they got Diggs, they got a couple of guys make some plays here and there, but I'm like, That defense, they couldn't. That's a track meet. They couldn't run with them guys. Couldn't do it. And them guys put pressure on them. Now, the way they had him, sacked him 4 times on him like that, if they do even anything remotely close to what they was doing to Josh Allen, I'm like, they're gonna run Tampa out of Tampa. You heard it here first. Now, speaking of Tampa, let's go over to that game. Let's go to that hot mess. This is what a lot of people, what I didn't hear. Right now, you guys have been following football for a long period of time, following what the New England Patriots did and everything like that. And how you got a bunch of people standing up, oh, yeah, he won without Belichick. He's going to Super Bowl without Belichick. He's this, he's that. Yeah, the man made a calculated move to go to a place that had weapons. He made a calculated move to go to the NFC, which is not the NFC that your daddy grew up on. Me. You didn't grow up on that. That's not the same NFC. It's not the same NFC. NFC is the weaker tier of the league nowadays. Plain point blank, all your studs, and I've already done shows about it. All the studs and everybody, all the up and coming studs, and for a long period of time is in the AFC. I can see AFC dominating for the next 6 or 7 years in the Super Bowl easily. I can just see it. Just seems that way, right? That's just to me, right? But you take a New England team, and I've said this for years. If New England ever gets up on a team 28-10, it's over. If they get up on you 21-10, it's over, because Belichick is going to put his foot on his neck, and and before the game is over with, if it was 28-10 in the third quarter, the game would finish up at least maybe 45-17. 45-17. And even if it gets to only 35, they're going to score. They're going to score more. They're going to score maybe 1 or 2 more times. But their defense is not going to give up anything. Now, saying all that to say, it's like, so that shows me that they was up 28-10, and they still let a team come back that basically should have beat them. You look at the play of what Tom Brady did in the second half. He was horrible. He threw 3 picks. They only scored another 10 points, a touchdown and a field goal. Right? Their defense saved them. Their defense Raleigh fingered them. Their defense Goose Gossaged them. You know what I'm saying? Their defense Dennis Eck them. You know what I'm saying? Eckerly. You know what I'm saying? They saved them. And then the miscues of what Green Bay had. Let's just go down the line. Kevin King, who's going to be posterized, much like Mark Washington was posterized, or Lynn Swann in Super Bowl 10. I tell you what he said. He's lined up and said it was a single safety over the top. You man to man. You got to handle that, partner. That's your job. You're man to man. You're held accountable for that. I don't care if Mike Peeten say what Tony Dungy was saying that wasn't good. Maybe not, but you know Brady's going for it again. You know he is. But before we go there, let's go to Will Brickhands at Redmond. How do you miss the ball and go right through your hands, Brickhands? How does that happen? You play in the NFL. Things happen. I get it. That's Brady throwing the ball. They're trying to move the ball and get into they're trying to score. And the ball hits you right in your hand. I don't think he's a regular starter either. I think he's a nickelback or something like that. The ball goes right through the kid's hands. And when that happened, I was like, they're getting ready to score. What did they do? That was 13 seconds left. What did they do? Because that was like a second down. Third, they had that was third down. Then they did fourth and 3. They got 6 yards on it, Leonard Fournette. And then now 39 yards from pay dirt. And then I'm going to tell you what Kevin King said, who got beat early, I think, by Mike Evans for their first touchdown, for Tampa's first touchdown. What happened the next time? I tell you what Kevin King said. Kevin King did what a lot of these cats did. Because if that's, if that's Jalen Ramsey, or if that's, you know what I'm saying, or some of the other top tier cornerbacks and whatnot, like Kevin King underestimated that kid. And I guarantee that white boy not going to run by me. I guarantee that's what he said. Look at his foot in position. Look at what he did. He didn't think, oh, he ain't going to run. And that cat ran right by him, 39 yards, bam, on the nose. Then he gets popped for the pass interference call. That shouldn't have been, that you could say it was late, and it was late, but he did pull his jersey. It is what it is, and it was evident. It was evident. Hell, them damn, that referee better, you know what I'm saying, but that happened. Devontae Adams drops a touchdown early in the quarter. It was kind of behind him, but he normally catches that. Him and Rodgers, they roll like that. He normally catches that. Rodgers had a chance to score when it was the 3rd and 8, 9 yards to pay dirt. Instead of him, he gonna try to fit the ball in. Rodgers could have ran it. That could have been his John Elway moment. He didn't do that. Dropped 2-point conversion. Aaron Jones, who kind of pats himself on the back of being an up-and-coming back, gets popped twice, fumbles twice, loses 1. Luckily for his tight end, he got the first one. It's coming out of halftime, and you mess around and lay an egg and put the bread on the ground. And then my man put him out with a chest injury and stuff. People that out the game, he's no good to nobody. My man talks a lot of stuff about how he's up and coming back, this, that, and the other. I ain't seen it yet. I'm like, okay, that was your time to shine. And they was running the ball relatively good. But after then, that was it. That's what Aaron Jones did. But the key to that game, because they didn't even harass Brady like that. Brady wasn't even harassed like that and threw 3 interceptions. Horrible. Should have been 4. Thanks to Will Brick Hands Redmond. But the savers with that defense, that Devin White, man, that kid, he's something to watch. He's a joy to watch. I love watching that cat play. I saw him play LSU because LSU always has some good defenses. But Shaq Barrett and Pierre Paul, they was on Aaron Rodgers all day. And I'm saying all that to say, they were on him all day. And Aaron Rodgers still, I think, threw for 300 and some odd yards and like 3 touchdowns. And the one pick that should have been called where the corner grabbed my man, put himself in position and took the pick. So I know that happened and people say, oh, I said, well, that's how that goes. But Green Bay, after all of that dysfunction, after all those mishaps, still had opportunities to win that game. Because normally a team that's ran by that with Brady on it, you up 28-10. You up because if they up 28-10, you're not coming back on the Belichick ran team. That game is over, partner. They're gonna put up another 14, and if they don't, their defense definitely not gonna let you score no more. Their defense is not gonna let you do anything no more. It's over with then. It's all over. It's all over, but the crying. And Brady threw like 3 picks, 3 touchdowns, 3 picks, and whatnot and stuff like that. So again, you're looking at you're looking at people here that was an opportunity. Like I said, Pierre Paul sacked twice. Yeah, man sacked 5 times. Shaq Barnett, Barrett. Well, that sacked 5 times, 2 and 3. Now it's going to be something to see how it goes down because of. They'll be Kansas City Chiefs is going to be missing their tackle, their Pro Bowl tackle. I think Eric Fisher. So that's going to be something to watch. But too many weapons, too much speed, and if they let Green Bay deal what they did with them, with the guys, and their speed is not even comparable to them, and have better athletes over there in Kansas City, it's going to be a long day. And if you got them guys, Chris Ford and all them guys. And whatnot, Honey Badger and them back there, and them cats coming off that, whether it's Chris Jones, whether it's you got Chris Jones, Frank Clark, them guys coming, it could be a long day for an old 43-year-old quarterback. Remember, you heard that here first. But I got Kansas City wiping the floor with them just because. All right, you know what I'm saying? I tell you guys all the time, there's no greatest of all time. There's no GOAT as long as time is still going on. And I tell you, like I always tell you, numbers don't lie and get emotional. People do. You guys have a good one.